Hey guys, it's Lindy.
And Mike here.
And we're
TIY.
In this video, we want to talk about how we saved $5,000 on our tiny house trailer and learned a lot along the way.
Just took a heck of a lot of elbow grease.
So many elbows.
All right, so we decided to build a 24-foot long trailer, and that same tiny house trailer on site tumbleweed.com is about $6,000 plus $500 of other fees. Not saying that they're not great trailers. They're super solid. They're really great. If you can, buy one, but
there is another option if you don't want to spend $6,500, which obviously is a lot. Or if you do have the money, but maybe you're not quite sure that you want to make that investment.
And that option is finding an old RV on some site like Craigslist, possibly that has interior cabin water damage, so it's not worth very much at all, but still has a solid trailer underneath it that you can then rehab into a working tiny house trailer.
Yeah, this is a great option because if you're like us and you have a sustainability background, it's a really great eco option because you're repurposing something that would otherwise be junked. Now, while there are some pros and some definite cons, we will get into those at the end of the video, but for now we're going to cut to our transformation from a piece of trailer to what it is now.
So we spent $600 on this Coachman RV. We actually split it with a friend who just wanted the utilities out of it, so it was $1,000 total, and then we tore it down over a weekend.
Yeah, and by tear down, we mean like multiple terrible fails.
There was a fail. But then we finally got it.
Pancake time.
So during the demolition, we separated the stuff into two parts. We had the trash pile and then we had the recyclables pile. While the dump pile ended up costing us $60, we actually made up for all that with the scrap pile, so that was really nice.
$70 from scrap metal.
Yeah, that's why you recycle.
And this is where all the real work began, which made it very clear that this was not for everybody. But, you know, this is what the trailer looked like when we ripped that floor off. Pretty nasty, pretty rusty.
Yep.
And we got a little surprise, which was one corner that was largely eaten out. But other than that, it was pretty solid. So then we grinded away and brushed away all the superficial rust and even painted the trailer on the front on the tongue. And this was the crappy trailer tongue before, and then this was after, and that was super motivational to get us going even further.
We then cut off the weak brackets that were holding up the sidewall and replaced them with floor boxes that extended our trailer out to 8 feet wide.
We made the boxes with about $200 in 4-inch wide C-channel metal, which we essentially just puzzle pieced together. We cut out the shape that we traced of the inside of the metal, and then we grinded it down so it was more or less perfect, and then we welded that all together and reinforced the boxes. And those brackets were actually made from the extra metal that was holding the water tanks on the inside of the RV.
Sustainable. And there was enough 2-inch angle iron left over from the water tank to put a line down the middle of our trailer
to make it extra strong.
Thankfully, we were able to use our makerspace as a resource for all the welding. I highly recommend that you look at resources in your area because there are a lot of makerspaces around throughout the country. But even if we didn't have that resource, it still would have been worth it in terms of money we saved to buy our own MIG welder.
Then came the repair of that nasty rusted out corner. We basically just replaced 2 inches of the 2x6 rectangular tubing and also put some 1/4-inch plates on the inside and did rosette welds. Those plates and the tubing was under $100, well under $100, and we essentially had to cut out all of the welds, extract the nasty point, and then puzzle piece in the new part, and then hit it with a 2-pound hammer a bunch and just shove it in, and then it finally worked. But I think it turned out pretty good.
Throughout this whole process, we went through 5 grinding, 5 cutting, 5 polishing, and 7 doors to finish our trailer.
We also bought a grinder at Walmart, Black & Decker one. It's pretty good.
$30. You also get to learn how to wire a trailer. So much education.
Learned a lot. We essentially got a 7-way adapter which hooks directly into the truck, and then the 7-way wire. Those two things were about $20, and then we hooked that into a little $10 hub box that you can buy online, and then we got $25 lights at our local hardware store.
We also had a breakaway box, which is about $30 in case the trailer becomes unhooked, then it will break on its own. because safety first. All right, now to the pros and cons list, starting with cons. It takes a lot more labor, not only to do this stuff, but also to learn in the process.
And that can majorly push back the time frame of your build, which is definitely a con.
You also need to have the proper equipment and space to refurbish your trailer.
Yeah, which means you either need to have a truck as well, or a friend with a truck, or you have to pay a company to come and pick up all that recycling or trash, which is huge.
Mm-hmm. Now for the pros. You get to save a lot of money.
Which means you don't have to put a massive upfront cost in, which can be prohibitive for people starting the project at all.
You also get to learn a lot of valuable skills, or I should say invaluable skills.
Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is more sustainable. It's more eco. You're just repurposing something that would otherwise possibly just go to the dump in a couple years.
So don't forget to check out the description box below, and we'll leave all the tools and resources that we found really helpful on our build.
And so I think the final tally for the finished trailer was in the realm of $1,100, which sure beats $6,000, $6,500.
Yeah.
So, in the realm of $5,000 saved. A lot of labor, but still.
Feel free to follow us as we do our subfloor, which is the next step of our adventure.
Yeah, subscribe, like the video, follow us on our journey, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.